Silverwolf is the best future-proof character, and I would even call her a must-pull. She will only get stronger over time when more units come out, and her kit is busted. Here's why. Silverwolf can add new weakness on enemies, which allows a single team to dominate any fight in the game. And here's how to make Silverwolf one of the best characters for you. Her skill is the game-changing move. It can add a weakness to an enemy that doesn't normally have it. At max trace levels, without eidolons or anything, the base chance goes up to 85%. And in this game, hitting a weakness not only damages the white toughness bar above their health, but it also does extra damage. And when she uses her skill, she implants a new weakness, but there's more. She also has a 100% base chance to weaken enemy resistance by 10% at max level. But that's not all. When attacking, she can also put an attack, defense, or speed debuff on the enemy, and you can get all these debuffs with a single skill use. And she can continue stacking more debuffs with her ultimate. This one has a 100% base chance to lower enemy defense at max level, and is the strongest single target debuff skill in the game. And that's just in battle. Let's not forget her map technique. This is the best attack technique to initiate battles. You can use your install with other party members, then use Silverwolves to always do toughness damage to enemies even if they are not weak to quantum. How broken is that? You can do toughness damage on any enemy even when they're not weak to quantum. To bring the most out of Silverwolf, we need to build a team to maximize her kit. There are 3 team types that works, and as the game gets more updates, there will be more units to fill in specific elements and role combination, which actually makes Silverwolf even stronger since you can make even better teams for her. Let's go over her 3 team comps from best to worst. Number 1 is the obvious mono quantum team. There will be more quantum units over time, so we can fill out a full quantum team that includes a tank, healer, and DPS eventually. At the moment, the full quantum team is missing 2 roles, but that can be fixed with her second team comp. For team type 2, it depends on who you are fighting. Let's look at the Memory of Chaos or Simulated Universe. Each boss has specific weaknesses, but since Silverwolf can only add new weakness, fighting enemies that already has one of the weakness on your team will still give you a permanent debuff. Here are 2 examples. The second half is weak to quantum and fire. So if we're being Sela and Silverwolf, we can add in another element for free. We can use a healer and then another unit with the same element as the healer. With this team, Silverwolf will only add physical weakness, letting the team do toughness damage with every attack. For the first half, we can bring in 2 ice units like March 7th and Jeopard, then 2 quantum. In this team, since the boss is already weak to ice, we can only add the quantum debuff, again giving us 100% toughness break uptime. Here's a quick example in action. Cocolia is weak to quantum by default, so if we use Silverwolf's skill, it will only add the physical weakness since we only have physical and quantum elements on the team. With a proper team comp, you can use Silverwolf's skill every other turn and save up on skill points. And for the third team comp with Silverwolf, it is a mono element team that is not quantum. This one does have some RNG problems, since she can add a quantum weakness on enemies instead of the other element. I think this is the weakest of her 3 teams, but it is what we have to work with for now until more characters are released. So to summarize the 3 teams, the best one is a mono quantum team, but that's only possible in the future when more quantum units are released. Since Fushan is coming out soon, we can build 3 quantums and a healer for now, until a quantum healer eventually comes out. Since the cast is limited for now, the current best Silverwolf team will have 2 elements. One of them is quantum, and the other depends on the boss you are facing. If the boss is already weak to quantum, then use any other element you have characters for. Here are some team ideas with 2 elements that we can currently use. There's lots of flexibility here already, and there will be even more leeway later on. Finally, the third team type is just a variation of Team 2. Instead of having 2 quantums on the team, the only quantum will be Silverwolf, and the other 3 is a matching element. This can be kinda hard to pull off for now since there's not that many characters yet, but there's a lot of future potential for this team type as well. Now that we got her abilities and teams covered, I want to talk about how much effect hit rate is needed. In version 1.1, enemy resistance got lowered. Now bosses only have a maximum resist of 40%, and at level 10 traces, Silverwolf's base chance to apply weakness and debuffs are what you see on the screen. And thanks to some calculations by Nabo, we now know the effect hit rate that's needed to get a 100% chance to debuff. The top row is the effect hit rate on Silverwolf, and the chances scale linearly. Since the max resist on enemies is only 40% now, we will need 96.1% effect hit rate to always apply a weakness on her skill. That may seem like a lot, but it's actually not that bad. Here's a level 70 Silverwolf with 95.1 effect hit rate. And this does not even include the extra 8% that we can get from her next ascension. The biggest boost we get is from her best light cone. It's not the 5-star one, her best light cone is actually the 4-star event one we get for free. At max superimposition, we get 40% effect hit rate. The next big piece is the body armor. We need one with effect hit rate main stat. So looking at the numbers so far, Silverwolf gets 18% from her traces, 40% from the light cone, and over 43% from a 5-star body armor. These three alone gives us over 100% effect hit rate, so technically, we don't even need substats, which makes her even easier to build. And since I'm already talking about equipment, let's finish up the guide with her best relics. Since we invest in effect hit rate chest instead of a crit chest, and being a nihility unit, her damage output is not going to be as good as dedicated DPS units. So we want to have her support the team the best she can. To keep up the debuffs, we want high speed to get extra turns. That's why the best relic set is the 4-piece musketeer. And since she can break pretty often, especially with the map technique, her second best set is the 4-piece thief. This set gives extra energy when breaking, and her ultimate is the best single target debuff in the game so far. The quantum set is bait. Sure, it adds a little more damage, but it's barely better than the 4-piece musketeer, and you don't even get the bonus speed. For ornaments, we want Fleet of the Ageless to buff the team. This is still the best set for any non-DPS since it actually stacks. Another choice is the one that gives energy regen, but this is not that efficient to farm, so just stick with the HP one. Ignore the effect hit rate set. We already have more than enough effect hit rate with just the light cone and body piece, so there's no need to waste stats here. Finally, here are the main stats for each relic. Obviously, the effect hit rate for the body since there's no other main source for that stat, speed boost to get more debuffs out, quantum damage for the spear, but HP or attack also works, and energy regen on the rope. So that's my guide on building your best Silverwolf. She adds incredible potential to any account, and I wish you all the best of luck getting her. Thanks for watching, please like and subscribe to help out the channel, and as always, have fun out there, traveler.
As for missions, I can do this in my sleep. Whatever, let's get this over with. The Antimatter Legion? Interesting. Let's see. Just a couple of small fry.